Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo. Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo. Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Mo.
Gee, Miss Love, you sure have some wonderful ideas.
Oh, I've got lots of ideas. Them to come work it with me. Yeah. Lots of talking. Lots of
talking and
communication.
brainstorming, and sometimes we'll figure out the answer to a question just in a rehearsal. We might even just be goofing around, but we find something that works, and they'll say, well, what about this? And that was completely out of left field, and then somebody will say, oh yeah, but this, and then it just adds, and then you find something, and then you put it on the cast and see if it works. And there is a lot of trial and error. I mean, somebody will have an idea and we'll start to go somewhere, and then we'll run into a wall, and then we have to back up. And then Lori will go home and take a shower and get a new idea.
And sometimes like it's a simple number. Sometimes we'll talk and, you know, I'll be able to go away and work something out and bring it back, and then we'll collaborate and say, well, this works and this doesn't. And other times we're all kind of stuck. And so we'll all come in to rehearse. One of the big numbers in Act 2 is what I'm thinking of particularly. And we weren't quite sure what direction we wanted to go in, and it really took all of us coming in with our input and putting it out there and going, oh, this will work. And Gary saying, well, you know, musically this happens here, and you're doing this, and they don't quite, but if we, you know, switch this around, then, wow, it fits perfectly.
Or if we really get stuck, I'll just cut those 32 measures. We don't need them.
Laura's like, no, that's fine with me.
It's fine.
I'm good.
It works.
Oh, no, there were about 100 that wanted to perform, and we just picked the best ones.
You'll give me a list?
Yes, in the dressing room. Mrs. Smith!
So it's a lot of balancing. Balancing personalities and balancing ideals and playing to your own strengths. I'm a terrible dancer. And so I need more from Denise, whereas some people, they're not as strong musically, so they need more from Gary. They all have the same power, except, you know, Lori is the first among equals, where she is the director and she does have the final say, but it's very collaborative and they do work as equals. So.
One of the things that's so wonderful about a musical, and so unique and so challenging, is that there are so many layers and so many. It's not just the script. It's not just music. It's not just dance. It's everything.
And we're not trying to do a carbon copy of any other production, let alone a Broadway. I mean, many times I've had to say to the singers, stop listening to the recordings, because they listen to it over and over and over, and subconsciously they pick up mannerisms and vocal stylings of other singers, which I don't want. We want to find our production, and that I know that's hard for students sometimes because they think the Broadway cast recording is the Bible, and it's not. It's just the first people that happen to do the show.
We have to bear in mind that all of this is a learning process for the students, and everything is a learning process, from the time they come into an audition to the commitment they have to make to be here for rehearsals on time, to deportment during rehearsals and productions. I mean, you'd think that it's taken as right, but it isn't.
Most of our time is spent, actually teaching them,
Right.
teaching them the craft. How do you do this? You know, memorizing music, memorizing dance steps, memorizing dialogue.
The time constraints are huge, and especially on the educational side of it, because it's too easy to, because we could all just push through like you would do in summer stock when you have 2 weeks to rehearse. You crank it out, but we get the kids at night after their full day of classes. They have other commitments, other organizations, other responsibilities, which always is difficult because theater takes a lot of time.
It's crazy, sort of schizophrenic sometimes. But you find ways that, I mean, this is the glory of the liberal arts education, that you find ways to weave them together. Wherein I'm taking a class right now, National Security Decision Making post-World War II. And so that era of government expansionism with regard to the garrison state of the heightened war mentality is directly applicable to this 1955 story we're in right now.
So when the bases are loaded, the count is 3 and 2.
You'll hit a homer, Joe. We can't depend on you.
You're a hero, cuz. Take it away, girls. You've got heart.
A lot of them are learning if they know it or not. Because we have a process in how we deal with them. They may not see it right away, or they may not understand why we're doing this a certain way. It's because we've done this for many years with students that are learning.
Part of what I'm enjoying so much about this is the process and the collaboration with colleagues as well as with the students. And, you know, I'll put something out there, even with the students, and then they might have an idea and they come back with something and I'm like, well, that's better. Let's go with your idea. I mean, it is a constant collaboration, and it's not just with the three of us, but it's also with the technical staff, it's with the students on both the acting end and the technical staff that are learning. Our production meetings are half faculty and half students, or more students than faculty. So the process is a lot of what I enjoy, but there is something very rewarding to sit in that audience and see all of the elements come together, and to finally be able to sit far away from the stage and see what the whole picture is like, and to see what they then bring, because there's something special about that always magic that happens when they get in front of an audience.
Personally, I hope they get a sense of community within the theater to see the discipline it takes for this to be a creative art form. You know, they may have thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to do? But in high school, you know, if I needed to miss rehearsal, I just missed. And a lot of times they don't like being told no, you can't have that night off. But by the end, when they're in their costumes and we're getting ready to open, I think they all sort of understand. I mean, because it's an incredibly huge discipline. And I mean, we have to be incredibly disciplined to do what we do. And that's certainly what I want to pass on. And then just a love of the art form. You know, even if they don't go to be an actor, that they experienced this in the performing arts.
I think they are, in some part of their being, they are getting that sense that this is an art, that it's not just something they're doing, and it's taking up 3 hours of their life every night, and then they're going and doing something else, that they are doing a craft. And there is a process there.
Some of us will go on to do a lot of good theater, and some of us just do it for personal fulfillment, and that's fine for everybody. And I think I'm a testament to that I am a government major, and I'm not going to work in theater, but I've had a very enriched and fulfilling career here in the theater department, and they're always willing to take in people who aren't theater majors, who weren't the star of their show. And that doesn't mean we're putting on bad theater either. It's like we get great results out of people who know more than just theater, and I think that's really important too.
Good. Anything else you want to add?
Come see the show.